Hi, this is John Jackson, Lease Option Classes and Leasing to Buy. And today we're going to talk about your bread and butter territory, the area you're going to start off with when you're with your marketing campaign. A lot of times as people get ready to get things started, they'll have the common question of the marketing of, well, how do I know what area I want to target? Because I've got a copy of the brochures in the class that I've given them, and they want to know, well, what area do I target? How do I know what area to target? And how should I send these out? And this is where your bread and butter area comes in, and that's something I really like to focus on in the class, is targeting your bread and butter area, because that's where you're going to start not only making your money to begin with, but that's also where you're going to learn some of the ins and outs, the on-the-job training, if you will. And so one of the things I talk about in the class is having a zip code map. And I've got my zip code map here on my wall. And this is just like the one I refer people to get in the class. The nice thing about this is, of course, you can order this any size you want. It's laminated. You can do it by county if you want. This is a county map for the county that I live in. And you can, I don't know if you can tell on the video or not, but it has the zip codes. Has the county and the zip codes and the cities on there, so it gives you a really good breakdown of the city and your territory. And what you want to do is, let's assume you live down here in this county. When you first start off, you want to focus in really about a 20-minute drive radius, maybe 30, depending on how far up people live. But focus on an area there's just a decent drive time, 20 minutes or so if at all possible. And that's going to be your bread and butter. Your backyard is your bread and butter. And what you want to do is focus on your territory, sending out brochures to your territory once a month, twice a month to get things started if you can. One of the things that I've seen people do is, let's say they live down here, they may send out 100 brochures, maybe 25 here, 25 there, without any rhyme or reason. And that's not what you want to do. You want to focus in with great intensity on your bread and butter area. This is where you're going to be making your money to start off with. This is where you're going to be getting your experience as you get things going. And what I suggest is typically sending out 500 brochures a month, 500 brochures, maybe doing that twice a month if you can to get things started. What will happen is you'll send out some brochures. The first time around, you'll get some phone calls, but a lot of people hold on to those. And when you hit those same areas again a few weeks later, now they're deciding, you know what, we've got to do something with our house. They get your brochure again, and they're going to call you. So focus on your bread and butter area. What you don't want to do is try to start off and market to territories that are 45 minutes or an hour drive away from where you are. You want to focus on your bread and butter. Now you'll be able to access these other areas. One of the things we talk about in the class is growing your business, bringing on representatives, building your company, so that you can utilize and target these other areas. So you don't have to drive over there. You actually have representatives that are working for you and showing these houses and doing all the work for you. And that's one of the things we talk about in the class. But this is the zip code map, and this really targets in on your bread and butter territory and helps you figure out where your target's going to be. And as you bring on people, how you're going to break up your area and your county. But this is a great tool to have in the office to be able to see how the city is laid out and really get things going for your bread and butter area.